Hey, you guys, it's Laura Kate. Hey, I wanted to come and talk about the paintings at the Museum d'Orsay. I really love Paris, and I like the Louvre a lot. I really like the Louvre, I found myself connecting a little bit to the fascination of d'Orsay, in that it was an old train station and it had some of the impressionist paintings in it and stuff like that. And a lot of those paintings are really warped realities on Earth, or not on Earth, but on scenes, right? So if you look at the Impressionist paintings, they're paintings that are a little bit different than what they see. It's a different style, right? And so some of them, and I've seen like the Starry Night. It doesn't look like the sky, but it's well revered. And so it looks a little bit different. It's just maybe an embellished imagination. And some of them, I believe that I haven't studied art. It's not something I've had time or space. I would love to do that because I'm interested. I took a class in college about the cathedrals or the architecture in Europe, and that was really fascinating. But that's as much art study as I've done. It had a little bit of the art in it. So anyway, I believe though when I was reading through the tiles, my mom taught me to go to the museum and read. She always loved the museum. She always loved the libraries. She taught history. So history was something that she studied in college, and she actually was a history teacher for a while. And she would sit down and read to me history books because I wasn't interested. It wasn't my thing. So she taught me to love history through story. So anyway, I would go and read the little tiles in d'Orsay. And I believe that maybe some of the Impressionists had some sort of altered brain, as in mental illness, but they made it into their paintings. And so I wanted to talk about mental illness as compared to love. And so some of those paintings are renowned. I mean, how much do you pay for one of those paintings, right? I mean, most people in their lifetime could never afford those, but yet they're revered. They're extremely revered. Extremely revered. It's one of the most precious things one of the most precious things that we know of these arts, like a Monet or all this. And so I remember, but someone had, either it was Van Gogh or Monet, somebody had some altered state of brain. And so they saw the world in a different way, but it was beautiful. It was a way that it was different. It was recognized as different, but they were seeing it in a way that it could be in an altered state. And it was recognized as altered. It's called the Impressionism, right? And then other people took up that painting form. But I want to say that painting form was probably made out of somebody's delusions, right? Like, not delusions, but altered mental state that wasn't reality or true. And then other people tried to develop that art form on top of it because it was so popular, it was so cool. So anyway, and there was also the movie A Beautiful Mind, right? And so somebody who had mental illness, and he could see reality, but he could also see something that wasn't in reality, and his family had to help him see what was reality and what wasn't. And I know a lot of our war veterans, I think that mental illness can somewhat be stemmed off of harsh, like, post-traumatic stress syndrome. So that's something that to be aware of. But I also know the statistic that just working with some of the homeless people, that a lot of the homeless people that are out on the streets, they have some type of mental illness and just aren't able to, like, cope or do most things in our strategies in life, right? I know that I've experienced something like a Floyd campaign with our local police department, where they literally classify everyone with mental illness. So because my research is so phenomenal and national record breaking with Laura Kate the Eagle, they don't understand it. They don't understand what Havana is. They don't understand when I say Mike Pence's team was hit by Havana. I was hit by Havana in my house. They don't It's also just a way out. My lawyer said it's a way that they can get out of things when they don't understand something. He said it's actually normal in murder cases. And I want to specify in murder cases, this is a finding that he has, is that they've tagged someone with mental, like they've just put this on them. You guys, this is a Floyd situation that's happened to me. I am not an impressionist painter. If you look what I pull, it's all factual. It's all data. It's all data. And it starts in the prophetic, but I always pull it into the facts. So I'll be like, have this download, and then I'll find it, right? So there's a match. Kind of like if you're in a legal case, you have the evidence. I have asked so many times for these police officers to look at my evidence, and it's unreal. Unreal. It's like they're like, well, I think it's an impressionist painting. I'm like, no, this is the landscape. Let me show you the photo. They won't even look at it. I have to pull, I mean, it is unreal, ungodly. And this is a bill. I'm being billed right now for people falsifying my account, destroying my name, destroying my image, treating me like Floyd. This is between Floyd and a concentration camp. You guys, you know that in Texas, they had that black man that they dragged behind a truck for like miles. They killed him. They roped him up, put him behind the truck, and they had a round of fun driving that black man behind that truck and killing him. How sick. How sick. This needs to end. This fraud, this abuse, this derailment from our society, civil society, it needs to end today. This is abuse.